children are impacted by this program. We basically use the KA Lite application offline. We take it to the classroom, put that on a low cost notebook, and stream that to low cost tablets in a classroom of about 30 to 40 kids. So the kids essentially use KA Lite at this time. Um, as we move forward, we are looking to migrate to the Colibri platform, where we can not just have K-Lite but additional content which we are trying to source here from India.
Mm-hmm.
Content that would help us bridge the gap between what K-Lite currently has and what we need here in India in terms of what's specific to the Indian education system.
Yeah.
So
Mm-hmm.
we are looking to add additional content, and we are looking to collaborate to be with for the capability to bring in content from different sources and from different content providers here in India, which will
Mm-hmm.
align with our course curriculums here in India.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's exactly what we're working on right now. Yeah, hopefully we can get it fitting like a glove for you guys. I have before I show you the product. Oh, actually,
So
I'll
Vignesh
just
might
let
want to introduce himself. Yeah.
yeah, sorry.
Oh, I'm a computer science engineer.
Mm.
I've been with, I was a Teach for India fellow. I did my fellowship for 2 years, and I've been managing Nalanda project in Mumbai, so as a program manager. So it's been 4 months now. We've been using KA Lite, and so I just thought I'll be a part of this meeting where I'll also get to know about Colibri and its requirements, its specs, and all.
Great, thanks for joining. Cool. Yeah, so I just have a few questions for you guys before I show you the prototype. Did you have a chance to look at the link that I sent to you about half an hour ago?
No, Jessica, we'll do that a little later. We haven't done that.
Okay. So I guess specifically, do you guys see yourselves using the curation tool at all? Because it seems like you guys are more of like overseers of the projects rather than being directly involved with the curation aspects. I had a conversation with Sasha earlier, and she told me that she has an instructional team who's going to be like putting together this content that you guys would be using.
So you want to talk about
Is that correct?
Yeah, that's right. So Sasha has been working on curating the content. She'll be also in the future when we are going to have content ported onto Colibri. She'll be listing it all under the respective taxonomy. So in program management, blended learning happens very consistently in the classrooms.
So of course we are interested in the content creation tool for a couple of reasons. One is that we are working closely with the teachers, and so we would really help teachers use this feature, and we'd like to know that first so we can evangelize that with the teachers.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I'll share my screen right now so I can show you the tool. Here we go. All right, can you guys see my screen?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. So keep in mind that this right now is still very much a work in progress. So what you are seeing on screen is not going to reflect the final version, but you're looking at the place where you can create channels. So channels would act as, I guess, like a course for you where you can keep all of your customized content. So for example, you can have multiple channels. One can hold all the content for Khan Academy, another for maybe grade 3, another for grade 4, etc. And you can customize these with a name and description. Let's see.
So can we ask questions as we go along?
Yeah, of course. Feel free to jump in.
So the create channel would allow us to either segregate content by grade or by the source from where we get this content. Either ways, we have the flexibility.
Yes, it's totally flexible. according to however you best see this fitting your need. But yeah, I'm curious about like how you kind of like foresee this this channel feature, using this channel feature.
So I would think we would use it, one, to separate content by grades. We might also want to separate it by providers of content, because each content provider, we may have a separate MOU, and maybe there could be some restrictions on where we can use some of the content or where we cannot.
Okay, got it. Cool. So navigating into into one of these channels, we have a navigation that's kind of similar to the sidebar feature in KA Lite right now. You guys use version 0.12, right, for KA Lite?
We use 12, we use 13. Currently, we are going to be using 15 as well. So currently, we are using version 12 and 15.
Okay, cool. So this sidebar feature is in.
Yeah. We pretty much know about. So you are saying that this is how the UI will look like, or are you just showing us the content channel?
So this is the UI for the Curation platform right now. But the look, the colors, and everything is not final. But in terms of the flow of the application, this is what we have right now. Okay. It's going to be very similar to inline editing of what you see on the sidebar. So you'd be able to, so for example, this is like the top level of the channel. You can navigate through and view the different folders. You can add a folder inline pretty easily. You can add contents. Yeah, and when you add content, you can add multiple files, and you can even add folders with like many folders within them, and then it would reflect that structure.
So what are the types of files we can add in the add content section?
Yes, so there would be, we're going to allow PDFs, videos, audio files, and we're going to introduce an exercise creation framework where you can create, for example, multiple choice questions, fill in the blank, true, false. You can do like put images in these exercises.
This is for the content, additional content that we would want to bring in. I'm assuming that Khan Academy content will already be present in Colibri, right?
Yeah. You'll have all of that. But if you want to add your own kind of assessments that are personalized to like your curriculum, we're trying to create the means to allow that.
Okay, and what are the types of video files we can have? We can add. I mean, if you is there only like, is it limited to MP4, or we can add any other formats as well?
What formats? Is there a particular format that you use?
So, for example, currently what we've done is we're only using MP4 formats. But in case if there is any other format that we would want to add, maybe with one of our content providers, maybe we can also talk to them about the limitations the Colibri has, the kind of formats that it will support. So I wanted to know what are the video formats that we will, the Colibri will support.
Yeah, right now I don't have the answer to that question, but I'm sure we're trying to include all different formats of videos. But I'll ask the developers on our team, and we can get back to you on that in the follow-up.
Okay, cool. And sorry, one more question. You said PDF files. Do we get to add Word files as well?
Word files?
Yeah.
Yes.
So when I say Word files, I'm just talking about Microsoft Word files. I'm not even talking about the other processor. Can I add MS Word and MS Excel or MS PowerPoint for that matter if I do want to?
Right. Yeah. Yeah. We're doing. I think we're making something right now where we can change like files like Word into HTML format. So like it gets converted to something else that can be used by Colibri. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
And the video that you are talking about, so in terms of capacity, we won't be having issues. So it'll be like we uploading the videos when we curate the content, right?
Sorry, one more time. It was kind of choppy coming through on my end.
Yeah. So there is an add content folder, and let's say I'm planning to add like 5 videos. Yes. So I need to like actually upload the videos, right? in the content curation folder, and there are not any size limitations and all for it, right? For the video
No,
size.
currently, no. Yeah.
Okay.
It's only limited to the size of the device that you're using. Or
Okay.
yeah. Yeah. So that's the basics of adding folders and contents.
Okay.
You can copy and delete things. We have a clipboard feature here where, say that you don't know where you want to put a particular content yet. It will function as sort of a holding space, and a place where you can like drag and drop things
Yeah.
to help you out. And yeah, so the interaction with the interface is all drag and drop to make it easy as possible to structure your content the way you want. You can preview it the way that a learner would see it. We have a trash folder where you can just kind of hold things that you don't think you'll need, but you know, maybe you figure you might want to have it back if you make a mistake.
Jessica, I understand that Colibri will be an offline platform. So what you're saying here is that this is a version that is offline. I mean, so we would have what you're showing on screen would be offline on, let's say, our laptops or notebooks, and we would actually be adding these videos or content to our laptops or servers, right?
Yep, exactly. Everything that I'm showing you here can be done completely offline. What will not be offline is the interface to explore other channels for the purpose of downloading. So for example, we're going to have a bunch of content providers like Khan Academy put their content up, CK12, that will be available on an Explore tab, which we don't have here, but you can download that entire channel when you have an internet connection, and then have it like available on your device. And then when you don't have an internet connection, you can like import what you have downloaded from there to this screen over here and kind of curate and pick and choose what you want.
Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, so that's the platform as it is. Do you have any?
Jessica, one more question. How do you integrate an assessment to the learning content?
To the video, you mean?
Yeah, so let's say a video. I have a video on square root, and then I have an assessment relating to the video, relating to that video. So how do you kind of tie them up together, or don't we need to do that?
Right. Yeah. So they would right now. They would just have to be in the same folder or the same location, and you'd be able to like click see the next thing. We have a content recommendation engine right now, which is going to allow that sort of linking to happen. Do you guys have, does content recommendation appear on your version right now? I'm not sure which one that was exactly.
Version 15 has content recommendation.
Okay. Yeah, so it would be something similar to that. Yeah.
And the other thing is questions that are curated by a teacher. Will they also have will they also connect up with the data analytics that's happening at the back end?
So, oh, sorry, it's the audio is like a little bit problematic here. Could you repeat that?
Yeah. So if I were to add a new assessment into the system, would they also take feedback and the backend database for analytics?
Oh, yes. So for coach reports, right?
Yeah, coach reports, correct.
Yeah. So all of that will be logged. We're trying to make a better experience for that actually. What do you find most useful about coach reports right now? And then I guess what are kind of the limitations of it? Like, is there anything that you would like to see? Any other kind of data that you would like to see coming out of the coach reports?
So the current features of coach reports are all pretty good, but the limitations of coach reports that I would say are if let's say I click on a student, I don't get to see an overall report of the student. I can only see the report of the student for that specific topic or for that specific exercise, right? So if let's say the student has practiced algebra or geometry, a lot of topics, and if I click on the student, I should be able to see where he is in geometry, where he is in this topic, percentage aggregation of all the topics. So his overall report is something that's missing out, and maybe a place where a percentile as well, where he is compared to his classmates and all. So that can be one value addition to the Colibri data analytics bit.
Cool. Thank you.
Yeah.
Also, Jessica, we are currently taking a lot of data from the backend and pushing it to our data analytics team here in a place called Bangalore. Those guys are helping us read up all that data and provide a dashboard for us. There's a lot more data analytics that's happening thanks to that dashboard. I do not know if it makes sense for us to send you some of the reports that we are getting or we will be getting out of the dashboard. So you can also have a look at what's the kind of data analytics that we are currently looking at.
Yeah, that would be really, really valuable to us. But yeah,
sorry to interrupt. What I will do is I'll request Anand to also send you a screenshot of how a student's assessment report looks. So we have another vendor who we are working out with, Magogini, who you are going to be collaborating with. Magogini's student report, if you actually have a look at it, it will showcase how he is performing for all the topics, the feedback that I gave you. But I'll ask Magogini team to send us a screenshot, which will be forwarded to you. That'll be helpful to you as well.
Yeah, that would be fantastic. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
I guess one more question that I have for coach reports. So we want to, in addition to presenting you with a lot of useful data, we want to give you information that would be best for deciding what the next step is. For a kid, if you see a kid that is struggling, for example, it might be good to know what you should do next.
Rather than next, also a prerequisite as well, right? We can also talk about a prerequisite. Also,
yes.
As far as better, we can talk about the next step, so the next topics that he can learn, or if he's struggling, begin what are the prerequisites that he should master before coming to this topic. A report like that in the overall report as well. That would be fantastic. Okay. So it can come on 2 levels, one on a topic level. For example, I go into algebra, I'm learning a separate objective. I can look at my levels and maybe the content recommendation engine can suggest the next topic for me or suggest a prerequisite for me. I mean, a report of that or the overall report that I talked about. So both of this will be very helpful.
Okay, cool. Awesome. Let's see. Do you guys have any other questions regarding the curation prototype that I showed you?
So how do you think it look like? So once this curation is ready, you will expect so the Nalanda team will be actually uploading the taxonomy. Everything will be taken care by us. Is that right?
Yes, that's correct.
Yeah. So we'll be using the platform essentially for curation of content and assessments, right?
Yes.
Also for assessment, I'm hoping you guys have a Word document upload kind of a thing, because if you are talking about uploading every single creating questions, every single question in the assessment section, it will go forever.
Yes.
You can have let's say if 5,000 questions to be added for a lot of topics for grades 3 to 8, we cannot possibly type one question and type 4 possible options and pick out the right option. I think it'll take a lot of time. So there are things you can upload this through a Excel file as well. If there are options like this to make this easier and effective, that would be helpful. I'm just giving you some tips on the assessment curation. I'm sure you guys are already taking care of it, but just saying it.
So it's like an option to bulk upload questions and answers, right? Without having to
bulk
type
upload,
them on
exactly.
Something like an API to which you do.
Exactly. Even a Excel sheet or Word document, Excel sheet essentially would do. because we are looking at sourcing content from, let's say, another provider, and let's say the provider gives us like close to 45,000 questions. How do we, bulk upload it? Or how is it, because we are going to be doing it as a team, it should be, for our curriculum team should be able to do it effectively.
Mm-hmm.
For that purpose, I'm saying this.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, I'll bring that up to our dev team. We can discuss
Jessica,
that.
a couple of things. I also wanted to check if all content, be it videos or exercises or assessments, we should be having the capability to tag them to a specific grade or a specific curriculum. So
Yes.
there are multiple boards here in India. So we have about 20-25 states, and each state has its own curriculum. So if we are using this Colibri in different states, we would like to see the same content aligned to different curriculum.
Okay, I see.
So all the content will need to have the capability to tag to a specific or multiple curriculums at the topic level, I would imagine.
Okay.
Make sense?
Yes, yes, definitely. Yeah, this is something that we're trying to figure out, especially for like browsing and customizing it to this extent. Tagging and metadata is very important. So you do want to see the ability to tag by
Topic to
by
and
topic.
topic and curriculum. So both different boards actually.
Okay.
So you have this folder structure, Jessica, like for the content curation. You have this folder structure and the content structure. So if it will just come under a folder structure, it will be great. So if if it is as simple as how it looks like, it will be great. That will be taken care of. But if you can also think of refining it. So I can just add a folder for a grade 4 and I can add the content, but I should be able to juggle it between CBSE and state board. For example, I can use the same content for there are like different states in India. I should be able to use the same content under a Maharashtra state board curriculum and then for another state board curriculum as well. So it should be able to be featured in both curriculum as well.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that is why this tagging will help.
Okay, perfect.
So in .12 we have a feature of playlist. So what we are effectively saying is there would be the same content would be different playlists.
Okay. Yeah, so something I'd like to learn more about too is how you've been using playlists, because this is something we're seeing across all of our partners. We've even like seen one of our partners in Zambia has had their developer create their own version of playlists, very similar to what you guys are doing, but this was just of their own accord. So I kind of want to dig into what you guys find most valuable about the playlists. And how you guys are fitting that into your workflow.
So the teachers effectively use playlists to differentiate. As you know, the playlists contain for a topic, it contains the videos and exercises. So they effectively group the students and assign them a specific playlist. So those students will get to only view that playlist, that specific playlist that the teacher has assigned. And so the teachers follow it. The only issue that we have had in terms of playlist is there have been no issues with playlists. We have had gaps in the content. That's with Khan Academy, not with the KA Lite. But yeah, that has been the only issue. Apart from that, playlist has been very useful, which we don't have in version 15, in fact.
Right. Yeah. Okay.
So playlist essentially allows us to sequence the topics as aligned with the curriculum currently the class is using. It also allows the teacher to specifically assign content to students and restrict simultaneously. So a kid who needs a prerequisite gets just those playlists. A kid who is currently at grade level would get the appropriate playlist. So it enables the teacher to play around with the content which is student specific.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, this is something we're working on right now in for coaches in
also for the content curation.
I'm sorry?
Hello? Yeah, and also for the content curation, I wanted to say this tagging thing. For example, I can upload a video on maths topic. The video may be used for a grade 4 as well as the video may come for a grade 3 as well. So I need to be able to tag it under both grades. So
Okay.
this tagging option should be,
Mhm.
it would be very essential. It would be added value to the platform if you have it. The same
Mhm.
video will be used for by like 3, 4 grades, and we should have them under that specific grade. As opposed to currently, what happens is, let's say there is a video under grade 4, and if a grade 5 teacher also wants to use it, she may ask the students to go into the grade 4 folder and view it. What
Mhm.
I'm saying is, it should also there should be a tagging option where grade 5 students also can view it under their tree.
Okay.
In that case, I don't have to upload it twice.
Ah, I see. Okay.
You're getting what I'm saying?
Yes. Yes.
All right.
Let's see. Do you guys? Yeah, this is really great. Do you guys have any other questions, or kind of frustrations that you would like to tell us about KA Lite, things that can be improved?
So other question relates to content types. So would you also be allowing capability to upload content that's interactive?
So the ability to like be able to click on pictures and stuff for,
Yeah, drag and drop and some of those features. Yeah.
yeah, this is something that we're considering developing since we are seeing increasing demands from partners. It's definitely really seems really useful. So I can't give a definite answer as of yet, but it's something that we really want to do down the line with Colibri.
Okay.
Yeah, but for the minimum viable product that's going to be released in summer, I don't think that it's going to be included. Yeah.
Okay.
Let's see. Um, so I guess in terms of like updating content for your classes, do you download everything at first in the beginning of the year, or do you find yourself getting content as you need? Or
Both ways, actually. What happens is we are in talks with content providers, which means before the start of the next academic year, we will have content, from them in packages. So we'll be uploading it. Once it is deployed into the classrooms, a teacher would want to upload an additional content into the platform. She may find a video, or she may create an exercise sheet which she may want her students to watch and solve. So in that case, that will also happen. During the course of time, uploads happen in between as well.
Okay.
So this will be an added value to the teachers if they have an option where they can actually go into the Colibri platform on their server and upload videos and exercises under this topic, curation tool and assessment curation tool. It'll be very helpful for them. Then they won't need us at all. They'll independently take it over. After, not that I'm not saying we will not find alignment. We will make sure that there is complete alignment, but a teacher would want to add additional materials to her students.
Yeah, that's definitely something that we're working to allow in Colibri as well.
Yeah.
Cool, great. Well, another question that I wanted to ask is how you guys are working with syncing right now, because I know that for an admin, for someone who's managing a lot of schools, a lot of classrooms, getting teachers to sync on a weekly basis or after so many weeks is important. I kind of just wanted to hear about like what your process is right now for getting that data and using it on the admin side.
So we have challenges with sync. So what we are currently expecting teachers to do at the end of the week, they are required to connect their laptops to a LAN. For some reason, it doesn't happen quickly on the Wi-Fi, so they have to actually grab a LAN cord and connect up their laptops to the network. And then initially, it was taking a long time to upload all of the data to the cloud server, but we got some software intervention and we have reduced that time. But even then, we do find a lot of teachers not complying with the weekly sync activity. So one of the things could be a peer-to-peer sync, and then yeah. So one is the availability of a LAN in the school, which means that the teacher would have to then take the laptop to her home to do that. So that's the added requirement. So the teacher actually ends up carrying the laptop home. So the other way could be if we have the Nalanda program managers kind of take a peer-to-peer sync, and that can be later updated to the cloud server. An option of that nature might help.
Mm-hmm.
Jessica, are you also thinking of any other ways? Are you guys planning to affect the process of syncing? Are you planning any other alternatives to syncing? Any thoughts on this?
Yeah, so this peer-to-peer syncing ability we're hoping will help make this a little bit easier. Being able to, yeah, as you said, like sync devices to each other and take that later to somewhere where it's easier to sync back to up to the cloud. Let me see. But I would have to actually get back to you on this because we're still trying to figure this out on our end.
Yeah, maybe you can suggest us ways, effective ways to sync, because currently the only way the syncing happens is, as he said, on a weekly basis or on a fortnightly basis, and we need to like take the server to a place where we have internet connection, because in government schools, municipal schools, we may not have the connection. Just thinking of other ways, like how do we sync it? For example, you know about the Evernote software, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So what happens is I have Evernote on my mobile, and I have it on my laptop as well, and there is cross-functional syncing. The moment I get connected to my laptop, connected to internet, Wi-Fi, or LAN connection, whatever I have tapped on my laptop gets synced to my cloud account, and then I can access it from my mobile. So when I'm talking of the sync, if I just use my laptop server in a place where there is internet connection, Colibri should have a feature where it automatically syncs my data. That would be very helpful. The teachers don't have to explicitly go and sync it. The moment they are connected to the internet, the syncing happens, just like how it happens in Evernote and all.
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah. Automatic syncing will be a feature. That's something we're working towards. Yeah. We're also thinking of it might be kind of redundant with automatic syncing, but the ability to like set for the admins to set a notification system where it would send a reminder to the coach or like admin user that is using that device, just to let them know that they've got to do that.
That is also a good feature. Yeah.
Yeah, cool. So it looks like we're on the same page with that.
Yeah.
Great. Let's see. Are there any other questions that you guys have? I think.
Questions in terms of content curation, there's nothing. When do you think we can have a look at the assessment curation tool?
The assessment curation. Oh, sorry. I have a mock-up that I can show you guys. Give me 1 second. Be looking here. Sorry about this. Just
Yeah, no shit.
in 1 second.
The link is like
All right, here it is.
Yeah.
Whoops. All right, are you guys able to see it? Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. So this is actually the quizzes for another one of our partners, but this is the platform they've been using right now. So the flow of this application is going to change in its integration with Colibri, but these are the features that will be included in it. So you would have the ability to, when you create an exercise, you'd be able to edit the description of it. Or I guess this is the title of the exercise. Here's the description of the question set. And here are the various questions that you can create. So I guess they made 5 blank questions, but going into one of them, oh, and here's sorry, before I go into that, here's the different types of formats of questions that we made available to them right now.
Yeah.
These options can open up to, let's see, what else do we have down the line? The kind of drag and drop thing that you guys were talking about, the interactive exercises.
Yeah.
Those options down here. But navigating into the question, we have like formatting options, very, very minimal. You can add images to it.
Okay.
Add however many answers you find necessary and mark them correct or incorrect.
Okay.
Yeah.
So going back to my question.
Yes.
We should definitely have a way to bulk upload this also, because it'll be easier for the curriculum team. Just let me know if we have only this option, or we do have a feature where there is a bulk upload as well. Because if we go into this, what will happen is we may end up typing 44,000 questions, and 44,000 multiplied by 4 responses.
Yeah, that is definitely a struggle. That's one of the problems of our partner right now, because we don't have a way to do that, so we're making them manually do all of this. So
yeah, and also going back to Anand's question, how will this be linked with the video content? You will have a feature to link this with the video content, right?
Do you mean link as in like a student is viewing a video and then they go straight to the slides afterwards? Oh, I see.
Yeah, just like what we do on KLI.
Right. Yeah. Yes, we're seeing we're seeing a need for that as well. So we're gonna find a way to design the platform to do just that.
Also, I just wanted to ask about the assessment. So the gamification and the point system. Any plans on that? Or are we planning to just go ahead with the same point system that we follow for KLI?
Yeah. So increasing motivation for kids, for the learners. Yeah, we're going to keep the points. We haven't had much discussion as to how we're going to improve the gamification experience, though, just because we've been really wrapped up in a lot of the other stuff for Colibri. But if there's anything that you think that you would like to see to improve, I'd love to hear it.
Yeah. So I would suggest as part in addition to points, we can get some badges and stickers, which is online. Yeah, they can collect badges and stickers against user IDs. That would be wonderful.
Okay.
Okay. Also, Jessica, one more question. Currently in KLI, when we solve an exercise, right? We can use hints, and then the points go down when we use the hints, or we don't get points at all when we use the hints. How does that apply in our in this assessment curation tool? So when I type a question and when I input responses, where is the option for me to give hints, input hints and all? So are we thinking of adding that?
Currently, we do not have hints factored into the assessment creation.
So it might be good to add them as a attribute as well.
Yeah. We can definitely consider including that in.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be good. And yeah, like who is it? Somebody else told me that hints. Yeah, the points didn't go down, and so they could just basically keep on clicking the hints and just get the right answer without.
In KLite, what happens in version 12? When the students click on the hints, they don't get any points at all. So it works. So
Okay,
it's not like when they look at the points, they'll still be able to answer and receive points for the response.
Okay, yeah, this is something else.
Reward system is something you can seriously like focus on also, apart from content and assessment, because it is definitely one way to attract new students into learning, like things like badges or maybe stickers and quite a lot of it out there. So.
Okay, cool. We can take a look at this later too.
Yeah, the other one relates to the concept of mastery that's available on KLite. So if a kid did 8 questions out of 10 right, the kid is assumed to have attained mastery. We might need a concept like that in the content creation tool too, so that we can assess when the kid has attained mastery.
Okay, so you would like the ability to personalize what you consider mastery as? Is that
so? Yeah, we need to have that's one type of definition. There could be other ways to
so some ways to indicate that the student has completed the exercise, mastered, or still needs to redo it. So currently in KPI, what we have is when he completes his streak, a message pops up saying that congratulations, you have completed the exercise. So we need some ways of indication that the student has completed. I know that we may create only like certain, let's say 10 questions for a topic, but the student might want to see that he has actually completed the exercise. Maybe we can tie it up with a reward system. Maybe he can receive a badge or a sticker, things like that.
Mm-hmm.
They have not worked on the curation part, so once they do that,
Great, thank you. Okay. Great. I think this is at least on my end. I think these are all the questions that I have for you. But yeah, if there's anything else that I could help you with.
So we saw that this is a mock-up of assessment curation tool, right?
Yes.
So you will still be adding elements to it, right? Like for the assessment curation at least.
Yeah, it's very much a work in progress. This is just like the bare minimum.
Right. So once again, when the assessment curation part is pretty much in place, we can have a call once again, and maybe you can run us through it.
Yeah, sounds good.
Yeah, and one more request is, can you? So we will ask one of our team members, the technical team members, to actually have a look at this platform, the Colibri Curation platform. Would you be able to run him through it?
Yeah, definitely. Is this the other Anand that Anand's introduced me to?
No, that's another guy. That's the Teach for India technical head.
Ah.
So we are looking at bringing in someone from our team who possibly has missed listening to you today, to look at it afresh and give you additional inputs.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
I feel that it is the content curation platform and the exercise curation platform has been made very simple, in a very simple manner. So I would expect I would love for my team member, the technical team member, to have a look at it. So he will get an understanding that the curation bit is only on the content part and not on the technology side. Because from what I look at, it's pretty easy. So if he gets an understanding of this content and assessment curation part, he will have an idea.
Great. Okay, cool. Sounds like a plan.
Yeah, so we might have just one or two more people bothering you to for a quick demo.
Yeah, yeah. I totally welcome it. It'd be really helpful. Okay.
So when are we thinking of having a demo platform at least, like an alpha beta testing, pre-alpha testing?
Yeah. So I think we're planning, at least for the content curation app, to be released in, what was it, March? Yeah, March. So that's when we're going to release this so that our partners can start curating. And then by the end of summer, I believe we're planning on having a release of Colibri, which will be pre-installed with all the content from our partners and ready for testing. So
Okay.
yeah, so you'll be able to test out the curation app in March.
Yeah. No, I'm guessing at least in the first part of next year, first unit of the next year, when the academic schools are on, we'll be pretty much starting off with the KA Lite, and then we will move on to Colibri, I guess, because that will be the vacation time for the kids and for us. Maybe for schools, they'll be shut for like shut for the summer vacations. So
right, yeah.
by the end of March,
yeah. How long does summer run for you? In the U.S. at least, school usually starts in September, sometimes August.
For us, it pretty much starts around end of April and goes on till about 15th of June.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I see.
And the March that we are talking about, the content curation, when we can test, that will be an exam assessments time, the annual assessments time for the students.
Okay.
So from our end, the team just can have a look at it, but we won't be able to. I mean, we can just curate, as you said. It's just going to be a content curation part. Apart from that, we can't do anything else.
Okay.
But yeah, sounds very solid. I think you guys are doing a good job. You can just, it's as I say, it's just a work in progress, and I'm sure you will add a lot of things to it.
Yes. Yeah, and all of the feedback like this is helping us move along. But yeah, I guess we can end things here for now. I'll get back to you guys with all of the follow-up questions that you have had.
Sounds good, Jessica. We'll let you go and have a good night.
Okay, thank you. All right.
Yeah, thanks.
Take
Bye.
care. Thanks.
Good day.